Let's have a look at shape of distribution. So when we look at the shape, we want to identify from the simulation or the experiment that we've done, what is the general shape of the data that we're coming from. So we don't always do this. The key thing is we need to do it only when there is order in the data. So if I was doing test scores, so I was doing, for example, a score of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So if that was on my x-axis there, then I would talk about its shape and say, okay, is it normally distributed, etc., etc. However, if I've got a graph where I've had, for example, males and females, I would not be looking at the shape for this, okay, because there isn't an order to it, so the shape makes absolutely no sense to interpret. So this is just a little reminder of some of the different shapes that we could have. So we've got our normal distribution at the top there, whereas our lovely hill shape. We've got left skewed, where there's a longer tail on the left-hand side. Right skewed, where there's a longer tail on the right-hand side. Multimodal, so this is where I could have, in this case here, 2 peaks. I could have 3 peaks, 4 peaks, and different number. Or uniform, when I've got these lovely straight sides to my distribution and a flat top. Alright, so those are the shapes that I want to match it to. So if we have a look at our example for our scores here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw that shape over the top. So grab your pen, draw the shape, rough sketch over the top. Okay, now there's 2 things that I notice. One thing I notice is that the sides are quite straight. Okay, the other thing I notice is that there's 1 peak on the left here and another peak on the right. So what I've got is I've got a bimodal distribution, okay, and I have a combination of some kind of uniform distribution, all right? So I've got some kind of combination of these 2 shapes, and so that's what I would want to interpret. And so I would write a sentence saying that the score for this test, because it's the score is in order, the score follows a bimodal distribution with the straight sides of a uniform distribution. So that's one thing I want to take into mind. Another thing I want to think about is deciding the number of trials. So when we're deciding how many times I'm going to do the data, often we want a sample size of 50 or more, and that's just so that we've got enough data to have enough precision. Okay, so that's another good trick to remember.